Okay, I'm back here in the shop. We're gonna put them castors on my my workbench here, my woodworking workbench. If you can see it right here. And we're going to, I got the package of hardware out. Looks like a big deal here. I'm gonna get some tools rounded up. There's the instructions right there. Looks pretty simple. It's got a template to put on the legs down there so we don't mess up. Okay, here's some of the pieces here to go on them legs. They fit right on here. I have the template here that shows you how far that you need it to be on the leg. So it's pretty straightforward. We'll see what kind of a driver I need to drive them screws in. They go just like that, them brackets. And I need to make a mark with a punch. Maybe I'll get my centering drill bit and put in there and get some started there so we can take that off and move that template out of the way. And then drill the holes, start some pilot holes. I'm not gonna drill clear through in there, so we'll see what we can get done there. Let's see, there's 4 feet. What do we got here? 8 bolts. Locking nuts. So I got to drill, looks like to me, these are the screws that hold the bracket onto the leg. And these go through right here to hold the caster on. So let's see. Get another bit. Now it says here, easily remove heavy workbench in desired location, durable steel construction. Okay, here we go. Here's these instructions. All right, step 1. Parts and hardware. Assemble these 3 parts with screws and nuts. Oh boy. Fun. Looks like fun. Okay, so this looks like it goes like that with the bolt through it. That bolt would be this one right here. And then the lock nut here. Oh. And then the castors are right here. Them are pretty heavy duty. They better be. Okay, so there must be one more bracket in here. There is. One more bolt goes right on there. So that makes sense. 2 bolts per caster times 4 would be 8. Okay, now I'm not going to tighten them all up yet. And then you got this, fits on there. Oh, I got it upside down. It's upside down. Imagine that. I don't like instructions, can you tell? I just don't like them. I like pictures. I like to look at picture drawings. And then when I make a mistake, I got to go back and redo it because I didn't skip a step because I didn't read it. Like I said before, I tighten that up. I'm going to put it all together. I think I'm supposed to leave that off though. I think I got to mount that first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to mount that. All right, well, let's go ahead and put one screw in there. Let's get this started in here. Okay. Sure isn't very big of holes or screws for that. It seems like it's undersized. I'm going to put one of these on camera. Alright, let's put this bit in there. Okay, let's try that. Let's put one more in there. I probably should have left this, let me just take these out real quick. This is ridiculous. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way so I can see what the heck I'm doing. It may not be perfectly plumb, but there. All right, now let's go ahead and put our bolts in there and then we'll tighten these up. These are probably metric. They look like they might be 3/8, but I bet there's something else. Let's just see what size they are. Yeah, it's their metric. All right, let's see what we got here. Yep, 10 millimeter. I could get a socket, but I guess I'm not gonna. I think I'm going to put this caster on. That might be the best thing to do. I don't know. I think it goes under there like that. Okay, that should work. I'll run into a snag here on this caster. You know, if they're going to put a backup nut on there, make it tall enough that you can get a wrench in there. Otherwise, you got to use the old needle nose vice grips and try to hold the nut. And it's just ridiculous that you can't get a wrench in there. I tried to put a 17 in there and then it got caught. And that slipped. I think that's probably tight enough. Okay. That's tight. That goes in like that. Fits in there. This bolt goes through there. And then I got another nut here, which is a 10 millimeter wrench. And we'll tighten that up pretty tight, I'm afraid. There. The bow moves up and down. I think I'll tighten it a little bit more in this here. Tighten it up a little bit more, so yeah. Barely has enough thread to go to catch that part of that locking part. this little nylon part in there just barely catches that. It needs to be about a little bit longer, because that thread has to go through that blue part. That's why they call it a lock nut. And it just barely seats in there. Okay, well, that's how that works. I'm gonna bring you back after I get the other 3 installed, and we're gonna try it out and see how it works. So I'll bring you back after a bit. Okay, I'm back here. I got them all put on the workbench. I did learn a couple things when I did that. I did get some paste wax out, and when I pre-drilled these holes, I went ahead and put paste wax on the screws to make them go in earlier, because it's really hard wood. This wood is maple. It's very hard, and I did figure that out. And then also, I dug in the box and I found these little wrenches here that would have made it a lot easier to stick it in between here and hold that while you tighten that nut up. I'm probably going to go back and retighten everything up, make sure it all gets good and tight, so nothing comes loose. I did learn that. So here, basically you just push them up, down like that, and they're supposed to stay there. And honestly, they go up, they go down with very little effort. And there they go. Just like that, you can roll your bench around with no issues at all. For under $40, I think that was a good buy. I think I might buy another set, put on some other benches I have, because it didn't take that long to do it. But I did strip one out right down there. I had to put a Torx in there, and instead of using my impact like I was using, I went ahead and went back to the drill, because I was just too much vibration on them Phillips heads. So I stripped a couple of them out, and that's when I started putting the paste wax in there. And a candle wax, a candle, anything like that would work. This is what I use though. I just put some paste wax on them screws, and that seemed like it worked pretty good. So yeah, that worked pretty good. I'm really impressed with it for less than 40 bucks. I've looked online for these, like on different, you know, like Rockler, Woodcraft, places like that, and so on, and they weren't heavy enough, or they were way too expensive. You know, way over $100 for a set of 4. And as you can see, I could just move that around without hardly any effort at all. Just very nice rollers. Just smooth, heavy duty. So anyway, when you get ready to set it where you want to set it, you just line it up and you just pull them up just like that. Very easy to do. And then you're set. Just like that. Now you can't hardly move it. So, you know, when you want a heavy duty workbench, you know, you don't want it to move around when you're doing some planing and stuff like that. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. I will, what these are, they're just called Upgrade Model 3000 Premium Workbench Castors. Very easy to put on, very reasonably priced. And I got them in Amazon. Yeah, they're made in China. What isn't made in China these days? So anyway, that's what they are right there. So check them out. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. So this is Old Guy DIY. We'll see you on the next video. Thank you.